Hello, I'm HYERIM Park from the KAIST Post-Metaverse Research Center. In this presentation, we'll explore the role of comfortable mobility and attractive scenery in enhancing the narrative experience within outdoor locative augmented reality storytelling. Augmented reality has become a medium for immersive storytelling, allowing users to engage with narratives while moving and interacting with story elements through mobile devices. However, despite advancement in AR, little research has explored how the interaction between place and story impacts user experience. Although some previous studies have explored the effect of surrounding environment on user experience in locative AR storytelling, they have primarily focused on indoor environments and the spatial properties of the story's backdrop. Other researchers have explored the effect of outdoor environments, but the majority of them are qualitative studies. Additionally, in route selection, most studies only consider the distance to the next storytelling content and often overlook the potential impact of other environmental factors along the travel route. The context of the route is crucial for creating compelling locative AR storytelling experiences. Evaluating the path environment frequently involves assessing walkability. It's a crucial concept for evaluating the safety, convenience, and enjoyment of pedestrian experiences in urban areas. In particular, comfort and attractiveness factors significantly influence residents' and tourists' willingness to engage in leisure walking in cities. Comfort involves creating a walking experience that is effortless and enjoyable for pedestrians, including amenities like benches, shaded sitting areas, and well-paved sidewalks. Attractiveness refers to establishing a pleasant walking environment by creating a positive and visually appealing atmosphere for pedestrians. This includes elements such as street art, attractive landscaping, culturally rich architecture, and historical landmarks. However, previous research has primarily focused on AR games like Pokémon Go and Ingress to evaluate the impact of walkability within AR content experiences. It's important to note that locative AR narratives are significantly different in their interaction with the physical environment. In this narrative, real-world POIs intricately weaved into the storyline, serving as an integral component that represent the narrative's authentic context. Therefore, our goal in this study is to analyze the interaction between perceived route context and locative AR storytelling experiences en route, characterized by different levels of objective walkability. For this, we proposed an evaluation method for the objective walkability of the route at the actual story setting locations, considering both narrative and route perspectives. We adopted southwards path context indicators to evaluate path walkability. We reinterpret these indicators to consider the user experience of exploring location-based AR stories outdoors using mobile devices. Consequently, our criteria for measuring path walkability included public art, visual access to buildings, landscape elements such as green space and water, changing vista, activity zone, and discontinuities in sidewalks. To compute the path context indicator score for each path, we divided each indicator's score by its path length and normalized it using min-max scaling. The final path walkability score was obtained by averaging all route context indicator scores. Narrative walkability is a concept that measures how well the physical environment of outdoor space align with the spatial and temporal settings of a story. In our study, we focus on the fundamental environmental elements of the story, buildings and time of day. For this, we use a formula to quantify narrative walkability considering place and time authenticity. To calculate place authenticity, we assess the importance and similarity of building within 100 meters of the walking route. Place importance is determined by how frequently a building appears as a background location in the story. However, determining the place similarity ratio between the current POI and its appearance in the story poses challenges. To address this, we standardize place similarity. If no data indicate change in the building's exterior since the story's release, it's scored as 1, otherwise it's scored as 0. Time authenticity compares the background time setting of the scene at the beginning and end of the route with the actual time of day when visitors experience the AR storytelling content. However, determining the exact time in the story scene is often challenging, so we standardize it based on day and night. For the user study, we formulated 24 hypotheses to explore how the perceived environmental factors related to the attractiveness and comfort influence various metrics of AR storytelling experience, such as narrative engagement, spatial presence, and perceived workload in different walkability environments. In environments with high narrative and path walkability, we anticipated that attractiveness factors would easily fulfill the role of narrative word elements. Consequently, we expected a strong correlation between attractiveness factors and users' storytelling experience. Conversely, we expected comfort-related aspects such as pedestrian facilities and pavement conditions to have a weaker correlation with the overall content experience than attractiveness factors. In environments with low narrative walkability, users might face challenges integrating their surroundings into the AR narrative. Thus, we had anticipated a weak correlation between attractiveness and the storytelling experience. In contrast, we hypothesized that comfort-related factors would show a stronger correlation as they assist users in finding storytelling content or relevant locations. In environments with low path walkability, users may encounter challenges in navigating their surroundings. Consequently, we anticipated that factor ensuring a comfortable and safe content experience would play a crucial role in shaping users' overall content experience. For our user study, we selected a story from the popular TV series Heist. We arranged the scene of selected episodes in story order on the campus, which serve as both the background and filming location of the story. We identified 20 paths between scenes. After that, we evaluate the narrative and path walkability for each path to determine the objective walkability. To analyze path walkability, we utilized the grasshopper agent. It traversed selected paths at 5-meter interval with a viewing distance of 100 meters, identifying path context indicators. For narrative walkability analysis, we accessed the university archive to compute place similarity. Additionally, we evaluate the place importance and time similarity using the TV series script and related video scene. We grouped the final walkability scores, which combine path and narrative walkability into high, middle, and low level using percentile rankings. To clearly differentiate between environments, we chose paths from high and low walkability categories. Our aim was to achieve middle-level narrative walkability when selecting paths based on path walkability and vice versa. Consequently, 4 experimental routes were selected as shown in the figure. In the experiment, 36 participants were divided into narrative walkability and path walkability groups. Each group experienced environment with both high and low walkability. Participants navigated through AR interface, visited POIs, and interact with contents considering both narrative and path context. After experiencing each path, participants complete questionnaire. To evaluate the perceived path context concerning attractiveness and comfort, we utilize the urban walkability perception questionnaire. For measuring storytelling experience, we employed 3 instruments: the Measuring Narrative Engagement Questionnaire, the MSC Spatial Presence Questionnaire, and NASA Task Load Index. For quantitative analysis, we utilize Pearson correlation and simple linear regression to examine the relationship between perceived path indicators and user experience metrics. With high narrative walkability environments, we found a strong correlation and causation between attractiveness factors and narrative engagement. We also observed a moderate correlation between attractiveness factor and spatial presence. Within low narrative walkability environment, we observed a strong correlation and causation between attractiveness factors, narrative engagement, and spatial presence. Within high path walkability environments, we observed a strong correlation and causation between comfort factor and spatial presence. Within low path walkability environment, we observed a moderate correlation and causation between comfort factors and spatial presence. For a detailed explanation for all correlation and causation results, please refer to the paper. From the interview, participants reported feeling more immersed in the drama setting due to the presence of attractiveness factors. In terms of comfort, they stressed the importance of safe walking environment, pointing out potential risks like sidewalk blocks and crosswalk. Additionally, participants preferred walking on the flat terrain and found it challenging to walk in cold weather. We also observed and recorded participants' movement. Yellow area in the heat map indicate longer participant stays, while transparent purple areas suggest less time spent. Gaps and areas lacking color indicate that participants were primarily in motion. We found that beside the starting and ending point of the contents path, participants spend more time in area with attractiveness and comfort factor as shown in the spatial feature figures. Transparent or blank area of the heat map indicate the absence of crosswalk or feature unpaved or sloping roads as depicted in the figure. As a result, as shown in the figure, in two narrative walkability conditions with assured path walkability, attractiveness factors around the path strongly impact the overall story experience over comfort factors. In other words, when path walkability is ensured, individuals focus on path surroundings for the story experience. Conversely, in the high path walkability environment, participants encountered a downhill road in the middle section, followed by continuous crosswalks. In this setting, participants were more focused on moving rather than appreciating the surrounding environment. So, even within highly walkable environment, comfort factors significantly influenced the story experience when comfort was consistently lacking during movement. This is evident in low-path walkability environments. Additionally, the black circle in the figure indicates that we did not find any significant result in this study. In summary, in environments with reasonable path walkability, attractiveness elements significantly enhance the narrative experience. However, even in environments with guaranteed narrative walkability, the lack of safety elements for user movement may shift the focus to mobility, hindering the integration of the real-world feature into the narrative. In our design implication, we propose emphasizing safety and well-maintained pedestrian infrastructure, providing resting spaces, and in considering road slopes and weather conditions. Additionally, we recommend incorporating visually appealing elements and enhancing the recognition of attractive features. These strategies aim to ensure a comfortable and engaging experience in locative AR storytelling. In conclusion, our study highlights the crucial role of prioritizing comfort-related elements to fully immerse users in the narrative during locative AR storytelling. This ensures a captivating experience throughout the journey to the next story destination. Additionally, our research significantly contributes to the field of the locative AR storytelling by introducing innovative methods for measuring walkability in this context, quantitative and qualitative analysis, and practical design suggestions. Thank you for listening to my presentation.